I'm back from my expedition, and this is my shop. And right here you can just see the corner of it is my 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ with 4-liter straight six solid axles front and back. And behind is the two-door that did the James Bay Highway, which this had is James Bay Radisson. It's the farthest you can go on the western, probably in the whole province, I think. As far north as you can go on a road to a town, and that town is Radisson. And yeah, this is the metal lathe and milling machine. The old iron worker here. Yeah, and you know, we have any kind of metal. You can turn plastic, and I'm not going to say the W word, like, do not defile a precision instrument with like this, with turning wood on it. That's sacrilege. But plastic is, you know, and you can rubber, it's okay, because that stuff kind of, you know, works with metal. I guess wood does too, but I mean, save woodwork for a woodworking life. Anyhow, so I'll pick you up here and I'll flip you around. This is the two-door that did James Bay, plus north of Lake Superior, a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, 4 years in a row. And the brackets, that's hard. There's you can just see a busted piece of aluminum right there, and towards the back, right there, that's what held the shovel on, and they fell apart. Those aluminum brackets fell apart, and so the shovel was hanging, and I took the shovel off, and I ended up having to strap my shovel, which is the same one I brought on this trip, and there it is. It's sitting back there against the wall. You can see it in the back. Up there. So with the milling machine, which is really handy, I milled out new brackets out of thicker steel rather than the aluminum that off the pounding, off-road pounding, they broke and they just fell apart, which you know, those are supposed to be made for it was brackets made for off-road, but they didn't stand the gaff. They fell apart. So I remanned them. I took the aluminum ones, used them as a pattern, made metal out of metal, thicker metal, and bolted them back onto the rubber. And I mean, that's not going. That thing's not going anywhere. Those are the brackets right there. It's hard to see because the sun is in. And that's them, you know, I machined them all. Basically machined them all to this aluminum pattern here. But where it's holding the brunt of the weight, which is like all of the weight, is back there. And you can see that's all heavy duty steel. Anyway, all that stuff, you know, with a TIG welder and the machining stuff, you can remake. So I remade, you know, on the mill, I cut all these angles around here, and you know, these are stainless, and yeah, so the shovel's on there, and it's on there rock solid. I mean, that's heavy steel. But anyhow, so this is the JK, or XJ I should say, the straight six 4-liter in it, and it's been good. All the Jeeps have been fantastic. Dead reliable. And there's the old 30 pack of the greasy Ole Pilsner. And yeah, so, and this is these are my machine metal working stuff. There's the bandsaw, my TIG rods. There's aluminum, stainless steel, and just mild steel of different thicknesses. And there's the TIG welder. That's with all the red knobs. And there's the TIG torch right there. And then there's the plasma cutter there, and those are the tanks that put the inert gas to both the MIG and the TIGs, and my MIG's back there. And the buzz box stick welder is right there. I don't use it that much, but if you get into any heavy, kind of heavy iron, that thing will do it. And there's the MIG right there, and there's the MIG torch. But I really love using the TIG. And that pedal, you know, that controls the heat, so it's fantastic. And again, there's the plasma cutter, tanks. And here's a 30-ton press for getting those stubborn things pressed out, or a manicure. Oh, yeah, I guess, I don't know. Because here you got all the grinders, you know. When you do a manicure, they get the files out on the nails and all the rest of it. And if you get, a real stubborn nail, 30 tons will straighten her out. 30 tons will straighten that nail right out. You never have to worry about it again. And there's the air compressor. And by the air compressor is one of the Achilles heels of the 3.6. It can be fixed easy enough. It's right there. That black with the aluminum box on top. There's the filter housing sticking out on an angle. That's the filter cooler housing, and they leak. And it leaked on the 3.6 of my JK, so I bought a Dorman, and it's fully aluminum, and put it in the JK, and that thing's not going to leak. They're actually made. The Dormans are made in the USA. They're not offshored. Made in the USA. Why Jeep continues to make, well, I know why, it's cost, but it's ridiculous because they leak. It's just a matter of when. And yeah, so that's quite the job because it sits right down in the V of the V6, and you have to pull all kinds of stuff off, the fuel line, injector lock pipes, and yeah, it's like I said, this shop is pretty cramped. And like I said, if I could knock the back wall out and continue it, maybe get rid of the maple tree and drive that, and I don't know if it's legal, and run this right back to the back of my property, then I would have a good amount of space. I'd be able to park all the vehicles and have a shop to work. So they'd all be in, and then I weld, paint, blah, 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 everything. So yeah, so that's my Jeep stable right here, and yeah, and the sign kind of says it all right here. Jeep parking only, all others will be crushed. So there you go. And there's the mattress that I slept on for 3 months on the expedition. See, I still haven't got stuff all unpacked. I have stuff sitting on the hood here I got to put away from the trip. But anyway, and this is the metal lathe, and it's the motor in it it was a school lathe. It's a South Bend tool room lathe. It's actually a really good lathe. And it has a 220 3-phase motor in it. So I bought a phase converter and wired it in so I can run that motor. I have 220 in the house, but not 3-phase. Houses have 1 phase or whatever phase it is, 2-phase. And so it converts 3-phase, or it allows the motor to be run on household 220 rather than in kind of the industrial 3-phase. So yeah, you just flip. If I can do this without shutting it off, because the last time I tried to do this, I shut the camera off. Let me pause it. So you turn it on, and now it's ready to go. It's ready. Just grab the handle, and there you go. And you got all your feeds, all your feed rods here, threading, feed. As a matter of fact, the one feed rod's spinning there. But yeah. And then you shut it off. and that thing hums to keep cool. And then I just wait for it to stop, and then turn it off. But yeah, when I bought this lathe, this was like that, one of those, but it was all beaten. It was beaten up and wasn't. It was in horrible shape. I think I still have it here somewhere. And I made another one out of aluminum. See there, it just shut off. And then I just go like that to shut her down. There. And so yeah, yeah, that's that, I guess. So that's kind of the shop. And I got a whole chest of hand tools right there. Plus I got a couple of travel boxes of hand tools. I don't know where they are right now, but they're my oils up there, and I got a spare alternator for this JK up there. And you can see a spare jerry can right there. Yeah. So I'll try to do some segments as often as I can. If like when I'm doing something in the shop, I'll document it and put it on the channel. But so I just picked this up at the beer store, and I was telling the story about the greasy Ole Pilsner and Jerry on backcountry wrenching, and how he calls it the greasy Ole Pilsner. And then I started buying it when I was out west and up north, as well as the Chilkoot, the Yukon. The Yukon stuff's really good. And I told them in the beer store, I said, yeah, I'm buying greasy Ole Pilsner. And they laughed. And I started explaining it to them, And I said, when I was up there, I started buying it, and about the fella's YouTube channel, and I have a YouTube channel. And when I was saying I'm having a greasy Ole Pilsner, and I said, these are actually pretty good, It's a pretty good beer. He says, yeah, we sell quite a bit of them. And they were laughing because I was telling them about the thing, It was funny. We were in the store, and everybody in this, me and the guy behind the counter and a couple other guys were laughing. It was pretty funny, and they laughed. They said, yeah, take it easy, see you later. It's pretty funny. So, humor is a good thing. It brings people together. I mean, I didn't know that, it was all quiet in there. People were just doing their thing. And then when I left, the place was freaking, they were laughing. Explaining the greasy Ole pills. Yeah. So I just bought that. I don't think I'm an alcoholic, because I'm not. It's just, I like beer now and again. And it's just funny, the story behind it. And it's weird, I don't know, maybe it's not weird, but they come in really different sizes. They come in 8, 6. Oh, and they come in tall boys too. I saw at the beer store. I saw tall boys, which I thought was funny, because I never, big tall with all this garish artwork on it. And they come in like 6, 8, 15. Oh, 8, I think they come in 12. 15, 24, but they also come in 30, which I couldn't believe. I'd never seen it in 30. It was just here in London in the beer store. But yeah, it was pretty funny. That was a good experience. I wasn't going to say anything, and I just did, and I started talking about it, man, and everybody was laughing. It was hilarious. So they said, yeah, we sell, the guy behind the counter said, we sell quite a bit of it. I said, it is a good beer. The fella on the YouTube channel, he kind of makes it seem like it's not, but it actually is a good tasting beer. I did a comparison actually when I was up on the Yukon. I had some of these, and I had some of the Chilkoots. And the Chilkoot was really good, and this was, it was like very, very, very close, depending on your taste. But yeah, so you know, I got to change the diff fluid in the 4-door, the JL, and the transfer case fluid. And on this, where the oil filter hooks on, there's a mount, and that's bolted to the case. And where the adapter for the filter bolts to the case, to the 6, it leaks. It's a known thing to leak. I want to pull that off, take the filter and pull that off, and clean it all up, put a new gasket in there with some gasket seal on there, and to stop that. It's just you know, it's not an insane leak or anything, but it does leak. It drips, you know, once in a while. So it's just a project, something to do. So once I get started doing these things, I'll get the tablet out and I'll bring you along, and you can and afterwards, when I'm all done, I'm gonna have a greasy old Pilsner. Wild Bill out.